Hey guys, I'm Morthadon, and we are back for Oshi no Ko Season 1, Episode 8. So, last time, we made Akane's image even worse by revealing to the press that she tried to attempt suicide. But then we made it better with a awesome video showing some behind-the-scenes stuff and the way, like, kind of revealing how the directors have framed the show in a way that made Akane look like the bad guy. Now, some people are confused, some people are blaming the show, but it seems like majority have died down on the Akane hate. Now, Aqua did say that this is, this may be mostly over, but it is something that will be talked about for like the next 10 years. So, I mean, obviously that's just a number, right? He said like even 10 years from now it'll be brought up. So, yeah, I'm really interested to see what all that entails and where we go next. We obviously have Akane taking on the role of I, seeming to do a really good job based on the few seconds of it we had at the end of the last episode. So I'm kind of excited for maybe a slightly more upbeat kind of episode where we have uh maybe Aqua being a little confused and awkward because she's doing better than he thought and he is now face to face with, potentially his idol again. So let's jump into this episode and see what happens. We're gonna start here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Alright. I need to try to clean my glasses again. I did it before I started recording, but I don't know. While I was doing that intro, I just got super dizzy all of a sudden, and I don't know why. I don't feel like that now. I wonder if, like, there was a little bit of blur on my glasses still that were, like, messing with my vision. We also, with those two episodes being so crazy, we had a little bit of Kana and Ruby talking, but we haven't had an update on them in a while with their B Komachi, and although we did see a little bit of them, and we didn't get a yelling scene from Mayako, so I assume it's okay that they're choosing that name. Alright. Okay. A little bit of recap, right? We had this at the end. I want to talk about more of that preparing for a role. Even the way she just said Aqua. Aqua. Yeah, they're already noticing. She's doing good. Damn. Wow. Good for her. You guys told her to put on an act. Oh, he's gonna do it. Your mom told you to. Just kidding, sorry. That literally is his type. Okay. At first I thought they weren't getting that she's putting on a role. You guys told her to do this, but yeah, okay. Oh, wow. You get a little bit of blushing. He's seriously serious about you. Oh no, she's back. Yo. You wouldn't want to date as a fake personality, though. Like, that can't be real, right? Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of that either, Kana, but I have a feeling you might like it more than you're letting on. What do you think about this, though, Ruby? What do you think about... Yeah. Yep. Damn. Hmm. Really interesting. That their ship names. Kana's jealous, that's why she wanted to stop watching, right? She was worried about that early on. Oh. Well, shit. Right when she's out? He pulls her back in. Ah, yes, of course. Disneyland. Baseball. Okay. Catch. They both have gloves. Interesting. Oh. No. It's okay for you to do it, but not my sister. Hmm. One of the things she was worried about. I love her faces. Hey, there you go. Yeah, you get in the groove. Hmm. Yeah, especially because of who he is. Hmm. No, no. They're both second year. Just the same noise, just like a depressed version. Oh god. Kana, you're so in your head, it's not even funny. Maybe. Hmm. So that's what he was searching for? Was him spouting, it's just a job, it's just a job, him trying to talk himself out of it? Yeah. I just obsessed over her with a wall of shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit! Oh my god, his eyes. Like, I mean, obviously the zoomed in, but even before it was zoomed in, that was some art. Ooh. Is he gonna try to use a Kane to figure out who she would have slept with, maybe? Hmm. Is this kind of like the... Oh no, was he turned down? Oh. Oh shit. Oh no, poor Kana. Damn, he's gonna use her. Oh no. This poor girl. Yep. I was waiting for the Kana perspective. Yep. Oh boy. Hmm. Damn. Oh, he's gonna go talk to the guy, get the information that he wanted. Yep. Nice. Ah, makes sense. Hmm. Giving them some words of wisdom. Yeah, I was gonna say he's kind of like that though. We saw how he was with Aqua before Aqua had to the rotten kid. Oh, okay. I think he went outside. Hey, I mean, sometimes bad publicity is still publicity. Hmm. Damn. Okay. Domo. Okay. Gotta wait till next week. What are you doing in this creepy alley? Hmm. Damn. Oh. Okay, at least he's saying it though. Hmm. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. I see you, Aqua. Hmm. Had me scared, Aqua. I thought he was gonna use the shit out of this girl. Ooh. Yeah, I was gonna say, it looked like... Interesting. So... So for the show, they broke up, but I guess so in secret, are they gonna date? Or is it gonna be known? These two. Gonna walk her home, make sure she gets home safe? No? No. I like her outfit. Interesting. Oh. Could we bring her into... Yeah. Hmm. I like Mem. Cool, she stuck around. Oh. I love that background track coming in. Wow. Okay. Cool. That's awesome. Sorry, I'm writing some shit down real fast. Okay. Cool. That was a good episode. I really like that one. I got really worried about Aqua. I guess that's the first thing I want to talk about when he realized that, like, when he realized Akane had nailed Ai's personality so much that she came to the conclusion that she might have had a kid in secret. And then he's like, ooh, I might be able to use her, you know? So, I mean, I think he still is going to. But then when we went from, ooh, I think I could use her, and then kissed her, I thought he was gonna pretend to like her. Now, I do think Aqua's a good person. I don't think he wants to hurt people. But, I mean, he went and saved Akane. He thinks of other people's feelings. He put in all that work to fix her image so she wouldn't hurt herself anymore and ruin her life and stuff like that. So I feel like even if it went that way where he pretended to date her and pretended to like her, I think he would have tried to find a way to end it more naturally and not just like been an asshole and used her and threw her out, right? That is it. by the way, for episode 8. But yeah, so like I said, I don't think he would have used her in a way that would have like I don't think he would have like ruined her life by using her in that way, and like did whatever he could to like make her fall in love with him and make the connection so deep just so he could use her, and then as soon as he got the information, dump her, you know? But I think he would have found a more natural way to go about doing it. So we'll see. Anyway, I'm happy. I'm a little more happy with the way that he took it, where he said, like, yeah, I don't see you that way. He told her up front. He didn't pretend. He didn't mess with her feelings. And they're just gonna work date for a bit. But then he said, I have genuine interest in you as an actress, and that's the truth. And I thought that was really good. That's a way to get her attention, form a relationship in a way that's not like a boyfriend girlfriend thing, but it may allow him to make contact with her in the future. So, uh, before we had the answer to that, though, in the beginning when they were all like, "Oh, are you guys really gonna date? Are you really gonna do it? Are you really gonna do it?" The thing is one, Aqua's not even sure what that person, like, what the I persona means to him anymore, and that makes sense that he'd have like a lot to think about in that regard. Like he blushed when she was doing it, like when they messed with him about it and all that. But you know, it was his mom for a portion of his life. It was his idol for a portion of his life, and now she's showing up as a potential love interest in his life in a way. You know, that persona anyway. But yeah, now if they were like when they're asking for real, like obviously some of that might have just been for the show. Sometimes towards the end there it was hard to tell what was being recorded and what wasn't. Um but the thing is if they were to form a real relationship around the fact of Aqua liking the personality of that Akane is putting on, that's Aqua liking not Akane, right? And that's the thing is I don't think it's a healthy relationship if Akane felt like she needed to put on that act for that relationship to work. Like that's not how you should live every day of your life. And that's why I don't really believe in trying to put on an act when it comes to any kind of dating. Like I know some people, like, yes, you're gonna be better behaved than maybe you are. Like I'm not gonna like I say some vulgar things to my friends, you know. I'm not gonna say that stuff on a date and all that, but I'm not gonna pretend I'm someone I'm not on a date because what's the point? Like, I mean, it's not gonna. Either you have to then pretend to be that for the rest of that relationship's time, or you eventually drop it and then maybe the relationship breaks apart because they don't like you because you changed the way that you are, right? Like they liked you for the way you pretended to be, not for who you really are. And so I'm glad they didn't take it that way because I would have felt bad for Akane. I don't want her to have to just pretend to be I the whole time for someone to like her. I want her to find someone that likes her for who she is, you know? So, but yeah, so that was really interesting. I didn't talk about it last episode because there were a lot of things, but with I was a little nervous when Akane first started researching into that whole concept of like all the stickies on the wall. There was part of me that was like, ooh, like I hope she doesn't go like too deep into this. Like I'm a little worried she's gonna like really hide behind this and everything and get too obsessive of the I personality. But I do like the idea of someone who's investigating their role and going that far to try and perfect it, because I remember there was I can't remember if it was like an article I read or if someone told me or if I watched an interview with him, but I believe the name, I'm bad with actor names by the way, I'm sorry, John Bernthal. Bernthal. He's the actor that played Punisher in the newer Netflix TV shows. Was it Netflix specific? I actually don't know if they were Netflix specific. I think they were Netflix. I think they were. Um, he was also Shane from Walking Dead. But when he was, I heard, don't quote me on this, like I said, because I can't remember if I heard it from someone. I heard that before he took the role of the Punisher, he actually, like, went into, like, a hotel room and isolated himself from he has a wife and kids, at least a kid, I'm pretty sure. He, like, isolated himself from them for a bit to start trying to get into, like, the loner, like, Punisher headspace, and he said, like, his mind kind of went into some dark places just trying to take on that role of the Punisher. And I've heard that for other people too, where they've done some crazy shit to get into their role. So I don't think it's very uncommon for actors to pull some extremes to try to really integrate themselves into what they want to be or what they're gonna be in the show that they're acting in. So it's just a really interesting thing that I wanted to bring up because, like, I know my initial reaction was like, "Ooh, Akane, be careful," you know, but then I thought about it more and I was like, "Oh, like I've heard of actors doing this a lot, so I think it's actually more common than you might expect." Um, But yeah, other than that, we just had a lot of talking, a lot of gossip, you know, of Yuki with her, which I know Yuki and Nobu's names now. I apologize for not knowing them in the last episode. I meant to go through and get the last guy. I feel bad that I don't know his name, but I don't know that it matters anymore, so I'm not going to spend the time while recording anyway to go back. Maybe I'll try to go back at some point and get it, the guy that plays the guitar. Um, but we had Yuki and Nobu who on screen didn't get together. She turned him down, but behind the scenes they are getting together. It's her first boyfriend. So I like how who was it? One of them said maybe it was no, it wasn't Akane because Akane was the one that vouched for the fact that she's never had a boyfriend. Was it Mem maybe that said like it seems like you're the type to have a lot of boyfriends by now when they were talking about like being in high school and having boyfriends and Yuki was like actually no, never. So so this is our first boyfriend. Congratulations, Yuki. Hope it goes well. I mean, it's also just a high school boyfriend. It doesn't have to last either. No pressure, you know. Do you? But anyway, we had a lot of talking about the relationships other than that and everything. I kind of feel bad for Mem because, like, I mean, I know it was just a job for her and it's not a big deal, but you know, we had like the connection between, like a little bit of a connection. Even like they made it seem more in the show, but between Akane and Aqua there at the end, and then there was the love triangle, but that left them with just kind of no one, you know. And it's gotta hurt a little bit to go into a show where there's three guys and there's three girls, so logically you think like, oh, maybe. I mean, obviously, love triangles happen for a reason and everything, but like sometimes you think like, oh, maybe there's one for each of you kind of thing, and like I bet there's like some kind of hope that even if you don't end up together at the end, that maybe someone does form some kind of attraction to you, because I can imagine you have some kind of like dark thoughts after something like that where you're the only one that came out of it without someone. You're like the fifth wheel essentially. Um and so I could see myself kind of beating myself up a little bit and kind of shitting on myself in that kind of situation. But I hope that doesn't go that route. I mean, she's a beautiful young woman and she has a successful YouTube career, so I'm sure she'll, if anything, maybe she'll be sad for a few days and then bounce back and everything. But now, maybe, I mean, obviously, with what happened at the end, it might have already bounced back, right? With the idea that she had the dream of becoming an idol, but had some setbacks, and now she's gonna have the chance again. I do like that Mem, even though she has like the devil horns, which kind of like, to me, there's. I feel bad saying this. I don't want it to sound mean or anything, to me, when people wear stuff like that, there's like a little. It feels less mature. Like Yuki, in the beginning, Yuki seemed a little more mature to me than Mem did. And I think I stereotyped a little bit because of like the, like if a girl's wearing like cat ears and stuff, like I instantly view them as like a little younger than maybe they actually are. And maybe that's just a fault of my own and everything. And not to say that I hate that kind of thing or anything. It doesn't bother me if people like to uh wear stuff like that. It's just kind of like how my perception is. I'm not trying to say it in a negative, if that's something you guys like to do, that's perfectly fine. Um but anyway, my point is at first Yuki seemed a little more mature than Mem, as I said, but by the end, I really think Mem showed her maturity with realizing something's wrong with Akane, reaching out and all that, and then just a lot of the times the way she spoke to Aqua throughout the show, and then at the end there, it it is something, and I don't know, like maybe it was that outfit she was wearing at the end because she's the oldest one out of the group, right? I'm pretty sure when it showed the ages, there was like 15, 15, 16, 17, and then 18 was Mem, I believe. So I think Mem might have been the oldest out of any of them in the group. And just, I don't know, maybe it was like the earrings and the outfit and everything, but she seemed the oldest by the end there. Like I felt like I could feel it with her maturity level. I mean, obviously she still had her goofy moments and everything. She's still young. Just 18 is still young, You're still a child. I mean, technically you're an adult at that point, but barely, So, but yeah, there was just like a level of maturity that I felt there that I didn't necessarily get from the others, and but I do like that she might come and work as an idol. It seemed, I mean, based on that expression at the end, I guess there could be that expression, and she decides no, it's not best for her. I wonder how old typically idols are, because obviously I was 16. I mean, I guess if you perform well and you have that charisma factor that I had, I'm sure 18 could pass. I mean, personally, I'd prefer watching an idol, if I'm gonna fan over one that is I mean, I live in the US, so for me, legally an adult is 18. I know in Japan it used to be 13 and then it got bumped to 16, so their views are a lot different than what ours are and everything. So really, like, they make jokes about it because there's still, I mean, it seems like Japan still has a stigma against like a too big of an age gap, which is why the main character, when he was a doctor, he got chastised a bit by that nurse for showing interest in I when she was only 16, even though legally it is okay, but that age gap is societally is not necessarily okay. But but anyway, I guess my point is that the I would prefer one to be of legal age, so I don't have that conflicting thing of like, oh, I really like her music and I really like her personality, but I shouldn't like her too much because that's gonna look real shitty to people, and everything. And now, the older I get, it doesn't even matter, because even if they are 18, I'm actually probably past the age where there's like too much of an age gap, right? Like, so not that I'd ever think I'd like have a chance of dating an idol of any kind, but you know, I've never really been one to worship in that way. Like, I know idols are very, like, the idol culture is very very worshipy of that kind of thing. Like, there's actors that I like and respect more than other actors, and sometimes those views change if I hear about things they do in their personal life because, never meet your heroes. So, but usually it's more of a, oh, I like that person's personality in this show, which might not even be their personality in real life, but like I have a lot of respect for like Aubrey Plaza, right? Who, you know, I think her roles are really funny, her personality is really funny, and I've even seen her in more casual, like just like videos, not like an acting role, and she still has kind of that persona. Now, is that a persona that she puts on? I have no idea. You know, like that could, even in those videos, that could still not really be her, right? But but yeah, there's something captivating about Aubrey Plaza. I have a huge respect for Keanu Reeves just because I like a lot of the movies that I've seen him in, but then uh also just hearing how he conducts himself in the little bit I've heard of him in his private life, where he'll sometimes like take the bus instead of, you know, he doesn't live like extravagantly beyond his means, right? And I heard he donates a lot to charity and things like that, and that's the kind of things that I respect. It's not necessarily of me being like, oh, you know, I'm looking for someone to like worship and fall in love with, because, you know, it just makes no sense to do that when, you know, ain't no one ever gonna love me like that. No, I'm just kidding. But especially a famous actor. Uh, but yeah, regardless, sorry, I didn't mean to make that pity party joke. I don't truly believe that. But I don't truly believe that no one will ever love me. I believe that I will never have a chance with any kind of actor or actress or anything like that. So back to the show. I kind of went on a tangent there. Uh, this was a really good episode. I actually don't. I think I covered pretty much everything I wanted to talk about. Other than, I mean, Aqua's having sushi in roughly a week, so I wonder if we're gonna time skip closer to that and get that info. We have Akane in our back pocket who has studied the shit out of I and might be able to help figure out if a certain someone is a certain type to I. Maybe that's my theory as to how he wants to use her anyway. But yeah, so interesting stuff, and I can't believe we're already on episode 8. Like, this show has flown by. We have 3 more episodes in season 1, and that is insane. I can't believe it. So, granted, it is only 11 episodes, probably because the first episode was so long. Usually it's like 12 or 13 is kind of the standard, but I'm guessing the first one was so long, so we have a shorter one. I'm curious how many episodes season 2 is, so. But anyways, guys, that is going to be it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you did enjoy. Check out my Patreon if you want to see more from me. There's 2 episodes ahead of time on there through the early access tier. And then there's the Patreon show tier, which has shows that aren't even released to YouTube yet. Things like Freerun and Solo Leveling are on there. So check that out if you're interested. And also, I have live action shows on there as Patreon shows too, like the rest of Last of Us that isn't released to YouTube yet, Watchmen, Shogun, and I am watching The Expanse. I just finished season 2, although, yeah, I guess by the time you're watching this on YouTube, I probably have the rest of season 2 out for that, so, yeah. Check that out if you want more from me. Links in the description should be popping up on the screen, and I will see you guys in my future reactions. Bye-bye.